Hey guys, Trevor the High Desert Tactical, and welcome to my gun corner. This is my first attempt to a little stage type area in my dingy little garage. As my video and my audio quality improves, I'm hoping that the aesthetics of my videos will improve as well. So if you can give me any advice or any suggestions on what I should do with my little gun corner, let me know, because by no means am I an interior decorator at all. So any kind of help would be greatly appreciated. Please help me. But I recently watched a video called The Anti-Gun Liberal News Anchor Destroyed in an interview with Keith Morgan. And I'll put a link down to this video in the description box. And I definitely encourage you to watch it if you haven't seen it already. The thing about Keith Morgan that I really liked is that he was very keen in the interview to continue to have a rational discussion with the news anchor. He would never allow the news anchor to elicit an emotional response by using like outrageous analogies. And that was the one thing that I really enjoyed about Keith Morgan's speech. He was very articulated. His motives were planned out, and it made him look like a very logical individual. And that's something that we need. One thing that Keith Morgan does is he kind of brings it down to home ground. A lot of people want to talk about like our rights being taken away and like civil war, and it's the government's tyrannical. A lot of people don't think that way. So the main thing to do is to trigger a person into being concerned about the things that they have and what can be taken away from them and what they don't want to be taken away, is to bring all those feelings home. By one of these ways that Keith Morgan does it is he asks the news anchor, about AR-15s and like, should our law enforcement be able to have AR-15s? And he's talked about our local law enforcement. Of course, the news anchor says, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're facing all these dangerous, bad things out there in the big, bad world of the United States. And the thing that Keith Morgan says that just blows me away, and it's just so very true, is we are facing the same threats as our law enforcement. Ironically, a lot of the times, 80 to 90% of the time, we're the ones facing those threats first. We're the ones that are calling for their help. So why is it that we aren't allowed to protect ourselves with the same tools that our law enforcement are allowed to protect themselves with? Another thing that Keith Morgan does is he kind of calls the news anchor out on his BS, in my opinion. So like the news anchor later on in the interview, towards the end, he makes a statement about how he doesn't feel comfortable with public citizens running around with AR-15s playing Rambo. And Keith replies to him and says that is just incorrect and almost insulting that he says that. It's because he can literally go to a business district and speak to several PhDs, lawyers, educated gentlemen, very well-off businessmen that are firearms owners, and they're suit and tie, very clean cut. They're not out playing Rambo. Is because of this video that I've watched by Keith Morgan's example, I'm definitely going to try to emulate his example. I'm going to try to keep as rational as possible and not allow my emotions to come into play. This is the trick where I want to keep those who are talking to me interested in my conversation, because the more they are interested, the more they listen to what I have to say. That's the trick, is we have to be able to communicate and stay rational and stay very articulated in what we have to say to each other. Like one thing that I would look at is when a person says, why do you need to carry a gun? It's just, we have police for that. Well, the question I would ask them is, do you love your family? Well, yes, I do. Would you do anything to protect your family? Well, yes, I would. Is it fair that somebody comes to you to threaten your family with a weapon? Would you feel justified to have a firearm to protect you and your family from that threat? Are you willing to give up that right to have a tool to better protect your life and your family? If you want to learn a good lesson on how to basically have a rational conversation, especially with somebody that's trying to be irrational or elicit an emotional response from you, I definitely encourage you to watch this Anti-Gun Liberal News Anchor Destroyed an interview with Keith Morgan. Yeah, this is Trevor. It's freezing cold in this garage, so I'm pretty much done. I hope this video turns out good. Please subscribe, comment, and like. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, on my little gun corner, I know my lighting's really bad. I still got some things to do, and I got a lot of cleaning up to do. Man, if I turn this camera around, you would be ashamed of me, of this garage. It is mayhem. So other than that, I think I'm gonna get myself a big bowl of cereal and go to bed. Take care, guys.